What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this morning I took off to go to ATS Garage birthday gathering / car meet. I was out there for maybe 2 hours or so, hanging out with everybody and checking out some whips, eating some donuts and stuff. We got back and I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to make a video today, but I decided, you know what, let's just utilize the time while we still have some daylight. Today we're not going to work on the car itself, but we are going to, I guess we're going to reveal the engine we're going to be planting in Project Blueberry. Now, as I mentioned before, really budget build, and also not going to really tell you guys anything until we get to that part of the build. And because we are now kind of done with the engine bay, we're going to step into the engine side of things, and we're going to pull the engine out, set it all up so we can start tearing it down and get it all prepped and refreshed before we put it into the car. If you guys have paid attention on some of the videos of moving things around, or me talking about this is for the new car, that's for the new car, or even the engine bay paint video, you might have noticed some things that I did in the bay that kind of throws you off, but it also gives you an idea of what the power plant's going to be. But wait no further, I'm not going to drag this video on too long. We're just going to get right to it. I'm going to go ahead and clear off all the things right here on the engine so I can remove one engine off the stand to utilize the stand for Project Blueberry's heart. All right, we are back on the workbench, and we have the new engine for Project Blueberry on the engine stand. So I'm not going to beat around the bush, you guys. If you watched the engine bay paint video, you may have noticed that we knocked off the transmission mount on the passenger side, and that only means three things. We're either going to do J, H, or K. And if you guys really paid attention when we did the garage cleaning video, I did mention a few things about the engines that were on the floor. I was moving them around and I kept saying like, oh, this is for that car, this is for this car, this one's for the project car. And if you guys put the two moons together, you guys probably already knew what the engine was gonna be. Another dead giveaway, if you guys really paid attention in the garage cleaning video, the reorganization of my garage, I was moving engines around and I kept saying like, this is for that car, that is for this car, this one is for the new project. A lot of you guys caught on because I read the comments, I really do. Not all the time I reply, and I apologize, but A lot of you guys kind of already guessed the engine that we're going to be putting into Project Blueberry, which was actually just an idea at the time, but Project Blueberry is getting a K-Series engine, and you guys already know we've done a lot of junkyard runs where we pulled a bunch of TSX engines, and you guys know I love to hoard and I love to have inventory, and granted I have a few K24A2 TSX engine. It was almost a no-brainer move to just put a K into the car because I already have it. Now, I said many times before in previous Project Blueberry videos that this car was going to be built on a budget, and I truly mean it this time around, because this car is not going to have a lot of money into it when it's all said and done. And what we are building this car to become, it's gonna blow your mind. I read one comment that said, oh, well, every car that you've built, you always say they're budgeted. Yes, I've said that many and plenty times before, and all of my cars are built on the budget. You obviously see that I don't buy a lot of new things from my car, but I have a lot of brand name stuff on my car. For an example, the Precision 6266 is brand new. I waited for a deal to pop up and I got it for $600. The turbo is about $1,200 to $1,500, but because I had patience and I sat and I waited for one to pop up that fitted my budget of what I wanted to spend on the turbo, it fitted my budget and I bought it on the budget. That makes it a budget build. You know what I mean? But Project Blueberry, we're gonna build this on a budget using things that I know will work and has worked out for me. So that includes secondhand stuff, junkyard stuff, even a ton of eBay stuff, max peating rods, and just a whole bunch of stuff that are affordable that won't break your pocket. The way I'm building Project Blueberry is to show you guys you don't need a lot of money to do what you want to do with the car. So when this car is all said and done, you guys are going to be pretty stoked what we end up doing with it. So the swap for Project Blueberry is a K-Series engine we got from the junkyard. You can see the writings right here on the valve cover when you check out of the junkyard. There are some junkyard stamps on here. I don't remember where they're at, but they are stamped on the engine. Let me see, where is it at? For an example, this one right here in the back, you see it's circled. It's because they stamped it with a wrench from the junkyard. This one right here is a little more clearer. I think you guys can see the wrench right there. They stamped the block and the cylinder head to ensure that this was bought from the junkyard. And again, budget build, junkyard engine. I paid about $230 for this long block, and it's really a mystery engine. Like, I really don't know the condition of this until I tear it apart, and that's what we're gonna do these next upcoming days. I feel like some of you guys may be a little upset or shocked that we're not putting the all-motor LS VTEC build with the max speeding rods into Project Blueberry. That engine is actually saved for a different chassis that I've been trying to find, and it's been hard. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Project Blueberry is getting a K24A2 TSX engine, and we're gonna be refreshing this up a little bit before we put it all together and throw it into the car. But just to keep this video nice and short, this is more so of a review engine for Project Blueberry. And to add on to this video, I'm gonna grab some boxes on the floor and unbox it with you guys to show you some of the budget items that I bought to get this engine into that car. Okay guys, first big box. Let's see what's inside, because I don't remember what I ordered. Okay, I recognize these boxes. These boxes right here. I bought these before for the EJ2 Civic. If you guys remember the B20 swap I did in that car. So these black packages right here contain motor mounts that we're gonna be using for Project Blueberry. These motor mounts fit the budget very well. And when I say very well, I'm talking about the complete mount kit to put a K into an EG for $120. I'm gonna go ahead and take these out one by one and show you guys real quick. This one is for, I wanna say this is for the rear mount, which I believe mounts to this one here. Yes, sir. So this right here sits on top of the subframe this way, and then this is for the rear T-bracket, which then bolts onto the bottom billet plate, and that right there is for the rear motor mount. This one right here is, this is driver's side transmission mount that goes onto the frame rail. There's a second piece to that one, and that is this right here. This goes on the transmission itself, and then this motor mount sits on top of the bracket, and that's what bolts the transmission onto the driver's side frame rail, right? You also got to be very careful depending on what transmission you are using. There are two style brackets. There's one for the TSX and Honda Accord transmission, and then there's the bracketry for the K20s or the CRVs or the Elements. Make sure you buy the right one if you're going with these budget mounts. This mount right here is for the passenger side, and it sits on a post mount, which I still need to find, but this is for the passenger side that sits on a bracket that sits on the passenger frame rail. And the bracket that I'm talking about is this one right here. This goes on the passenger frame rail, and then the motor mount for the passenger side goes right into that. And then this last box right here is the rear T-bracket that bolts from the long block and or transmission to the rear mount that sits on the subframe. So I'm pretty stoked to try this out. It is very budgeted. Again, 120-ish shipped to your door, and it looks, I mean, the welds are questionable, but it looks like it is going to work. Can't wait to try it. And before I forget, this kit does come with all of the hardware. I'm talking about all of the hardware. Okay, second package right here. If you guys noticed when I showed you the engine, we don't have an intake manifold. Now, it's unfortunate that MXR does not have this intake manifold on their website anymore, but you still can find them on eBay. So this manifold is about $130. You can use this intake manifold on both K20 and K24, with the exception of cutting off the water neck. And because we are using it on a TSX engine, we don't have to do that modification. But let me show you guys the manifold real quick. This is the S2 replica, and this right here will clear the hood if you're putting a K-swap into an EF. I ran this on the KRX, it made great numbers. I ran this on the wagon and it works perfectly fine. The only thing about this intake manifold is it uses a B-series throttle body, which we have as well. The package does come with the barb fittings and the plugs and everything for the vacuum ports and stuff, so be aware of this, don't lose it. The casting on that manifold is pretty ASS, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Third package here in relations to the intake manifold is the throttle body. Uno, dos. The reason why I have two throttle bodies is because one is for the all motor LS VTEC and one is for the eBay intake manifold for the K24. I'm gonna make sure I'm not saying the wrong pricings here. So for both these throttle bodies shipped to my door is $87.50. So $88 split into two. We're paying about $44 each. These throttle bodies are cast style. It's the Alpha style throttle body, and they are 70 millimeters. They come with hardware. They come with gaskets. Oh, I am shocked. I don't remember this, but it came with a map sensor and a TPS sensor. Interesting. But check it out. Cast 70 mil throttle body from eBay. All you gotta do is go on eBay, put 70 mil throttle body Honda, and it'll pop up. It's interchangeable between the FHD and B series. In this case, we're using it on a K-series manifold because it is patterned for a B-series throttle body. So this is what we're gonna be rocking on Project Blueberry. And guys, let me tell you, I've ran these eBay throttle bodies many and plenty times before with successful results. Don't get too scared because it came from eBay. It works, trust me. I think I'm gonna save this big box for its own video. If you guys saw the radiator support prep video, you guys saw that I prepped this giant radiator. I'm just playing, you guys. This thing is a intercooler for the K series, and reason why I say K series is because the inlets and outlets are on the same side. So if you guys saw that video, you guys probably saw the snippet of it, and that means we're gonna be boosting the car as well. And because now we have revealed that we're gonna be boosting Project Blueberry, this package is all in relations to that. So I want to give a big shout out to the homie HUNTERTUNED for sending this care package for the project. If you guys don't know who HUNTERTUNED is, you guys are most definitely sleeping on him. Hunter is a YouTuber out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. He builds freaking crazy cars. He works on customers' cars. He has his own shop. He does dyno tuning, and he also has his own website if you guys need any like turbo parts or merch if you guys want to support him. But Hunter has supported the channel since the budget H22 days. He provided us some decap LS injectors, which we use on the H22 Turbo CRX. We made 440 horsepower at about 95% duty cycle on E85. That build was 2018. Hunter reached out once again and he said, hey, if there's anything you need for the new build, let me know if I can help in any way. I picked out a few key items that Hunter offered and he shipped them out like literally the next day. So I want to give a big shout out to Hunter for this package, and we're going to show you guys everything that he sent over. What the? There's actually more things that we spoke about, Hunter. But I truly do appreciate it, man. Thank you. What in tarnations? First item on the top here is, I want to say this is a B series fuel rail. Hunter tuned B series billet fuel rail. Looks freaking awesome, man. I love the freaking logo right here up in the front. The fuel rails do come with their own fittings in their packaging, and we have that right here. We have the banjo style if you are using the OE banjo from factory. There are some AN fittings right here in case you want to upgrade to like -6 lines. I believe on his website he does have options to change these fittings out for like 8s or 10s, but we are running 6s in the car, and I appreciate him throwing these 6 fittings in. Second item on the top here is another fuel rail, but this one is for K series. Hunter tuned K series fuel rail. Mad love for this right here, brother. I really needed this for the intake manifold for the K series, and this also comes with its own fittings as well. That is right here, banjo -6, and the K series fuel rail also comes with this banjo, as if you are putting this fuel rail into like maybe an 8th gen or an RSX or something. He has this provided with the K series fuel rail as well. So this is what surprised me. You guys know I've been beating up my AN wrenches forever. Big shout out to Hunter Tune for this AN wrench. I've been meaning to buy one of this forever. I just don't remember to buy it. But thank you to Hunter for sending this over, because this is going to replace all of my bent and broken ones. And this goes from 0 to 16. Big shout out. I love how neat and organized Hunter Tune is. If you guys watch his videos, he does show some like behind the scenes of like packaging or flow testing injectors, or like shipping out packages to people who have bought off his website. I want to say I'm pretty happy for Hunter, because he's been grinding really hard to get to where he's trying to go. I've been following his channel since the very beginning, and he's been busting ASS for the channel as well as his shop. He's gotten to the point now where he has a bunch of products on his website. The fuel rails are one of them. It's crazy to see Hunter's name on a lot of these products. These injectors right here are, these are the 1000cc injectors. These are the 1500cc injectors. These right here are the injector clips that does not require any cut or soldering. He also provided the top hats for the K series, so we can use the 1500cc's on the K24. These are the clips for the top hat. These other items in the box here is also a product of Hunter Tune as well. This box says 50mm black, and this I want to say is the Hunter Tune 50mm blow-off valve. This package is complete. It has the V-band clamp, we have the fitting and the O-ring for the blow-off valve, the blow-off valve flange, and the Hunter Tune blow-off valve right here. Got his name right there etched on the top. It does have different springs you can throw in it, but I'm just gonna run the spring that's already in here. This one right here says 44mm black. This is the 44mm wastegate we're gonna be using with Project Blueberry, and this right here should hold down the boost. This is also a complete kit. It has the inlet flange and clamp, discharge flange and clamp, all the fittings for the wastegate, water, and air ports. It has different springs for different boost level. We have the valve seat to ensure we don't leak any boost, and the Hunter Tune 44mm wastegate. I want to give a big shout out to Hunter Tune once more. If you guys don't follow him on Instagram or YouTube, be sure to follow him. Link will be in the description below. I'm also going to link his website down below if you guys want to support him by buying some merch or even some boost related items as well as fuel related items. I think that's all I'm going to unbox for tonight in this video, because it is really cold. I actually, in between clips, I was hanging out with one of my buddies that I haven't seen in a while. I also did lay down some clear coat on this carbon fiber spoon mirror covers. It's a cover, not an actual mirror. but the clear coat is looking freaking awesome. This one right here is a little bit wrinkly because I laid down some really heavy clear, but nonetheless I will sand this down and either clear it or polish it out. But I think I'm just going to re-clear it because I'm not entirely sure if I'm still going to run those or not. But I am going to wrap up this video right here. I hope you guys are stoked for the power plant that's going to be going into Project Blueberry. We are most definitely going to boost it. We are going to keep it front wheel drive. As I mentioned, I'm going to save this giant box for its own video because there is a lot of item in there. Once more, big shout out to HUNTERTUNED. His link will be in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for what all we're going to do with the K24A2, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.